Our small holding dreams may be halted, but our self-reliant journey isn't. With limited space, we need to go back to basics. So here are the seeds we've selected. I'm Kirsty, my husband's Dean. I hope you enjoy the video. You may think it's a bit bonkers buying seeds when we're overwhelmed with the amount we already have, but there is method to our madness. I'll explain while I'll show you around the productive patio and our greenhouses. So why are we buying more seeds if we've already got so many and the ones we have are overwhelming? Well, the seeds we have are multiple of the same variety, things we don't really eat that we've got in a sale or that have been given to us, or ones that are hybrid F1 varieties. And what we are wanting to do is completely go back to basics. So what type of tomatoes do we like? What are the tomatoes used for? What do we have on our Christmas dinner? What salad do I put on the ploughmans that I make my dad every year for his birthday? And things like that. That's what I want to prioritise. And then whatever space is left, we want to put the things in that we eat on a daily basis. Our aim is, with the space we have, to try and have every meal have something homegrown or homemade on it. And I think that's a nice self-reliant point to get to for the space we have. We've had no rain apart from a little bit of drizzle last Saturday, so the water in the water butts is just what we've been keeping when we've been running the tap for hot water or something. We've just been jugging that up and putting it in, so we've got some water for the plants. That one's empty. The beetroot. Well, it's been around 2 weeks since our productive patio video where we assembled the green stalk and things. Beetroot is starting to come up. That's the way to get that out. The green stalk is doing well. So the first signs of the spring onions, the radish. There's nothing in a lot of them yet. I am doing them in succession sowing, so we have plenty. That's starting. The pak choi. Carrots have really good germination. Peas have started to come up. Kohlrabi has started. And yesterday, I think it was, I added some little celery bits that I'd picked out of somewhere I've planted some other ones. So I'm not sure how they'll do in there, but it's better than them going to waste. And I've also planted some dwarf beans, but like I said, that was only yesterday, so nothing yet. I've also added this upset looking cucumber with some radish and marigold that's already been eaten. Got our edible Christmas trees growing well there. Some of the salad, just the lettuce there with some marigolds in the top. I think that's the silver skin onion starting to grow, but it's at that point where it just could be weeds, I'm not sure yet. This cucumber's doing well. Getting a few on now. And that's the giant radish and the marigolds. And I've noticed this morning that these carrots are just starting to come up too. I'm amazed they've germinated, because keeping them watered with no rain at all has been a bit of a nightmare, but I am managing, I think. Potatoes, no sign of them yet, but it's only been 2 weeks. Greenhouse. Well, these are the bloody butcher tomatoes. I potted that one up yesterday, that's why it's looking a bit sad. I desperately need to repot the long keeper one, so I've got the long keeper and the hanging prince storage tomatoes to pot up. Got some there. Got starting to get things on the peppers now, and I've got some brassicas that desperately need to go out, and they're getting a bit sad in here with the heat, but the cabbage white, every time I leave the door open for 2 minutes there's a cabbage white all over it, so they need to be there until I get the mess sorted. The other one, I'm actually struggling to keep it a bit cooler in here, so that's why they're looking a bit sad. So during the day the chickens are out in this area here, so it's evening now, so I've popped them away, so I can't have the door open. I do have them little mesh windows open, but they are struggling quite a bit. So we've got 12 tomato plants in here. I am keeping them well pruned because they are close together, and we are just starting. So the first ones we've had are these trilly tomatoes, and we've also had, there's some over here, they're the black ones, and we've had a couple of them too. After publishing our seed overwhelm video, we had a comment from Amanda and Larry at Foraging and Urban Farming in Oklahoma in America, saying to check our emails, and when we looked, they had sent us a voucher for She Grows Veg here in the UK that do heirloom varieties so that we can save the seed from. So it's took us over 3 weeks to go through our seeds and select the ones that are going to benefit us the most in the next growing season. So we're hoping to get some in for over winter, but these are really going to benefit us next year, as this year we're really prioritising using up the seeds that we have to see what we like and if we can find heirloom varieties of them, and also because we hate waste, so we're just using them up. If we don't like them, the chickens can eat them and things like that. So here is what we selected. Well, these are not in particular order of our favourites or anything, it's just the order I got them out of the pack when it arrived. So this first one, Swiss chard. Now this was actually on offer for £1 a pack, so we got 2 of these. So the reason for this is it's a giant one. We find chard so easy to grow in our climate in the northeast of England, and the chickens love it, the guinea pigs love it, and we can harvest it all year round. So in that hungry gap in the end of winter before the spring crops come in, there's still something harvestable. So chard is something we always grow anyway, and the giant one means hopefully we'll need to put less in and still get a really good harvest. The next one, cauliflower. So it is a lovely purpley coloured one, and the reason I picked this one over traditional cauliflower is it says it's easier to grow, and we do have success with cauliflower. We have had a few of our homegrown ones, but they do tend to get eaten at the very early stages, so by the time I've resowed them and everything, we only get tiny little ones. So I'm hoping that this variety is a bit easier for us to grow, so we'll be able to benefit from homegrown cauliflower that are a great size. Cucumber. This is the Dar variety. And the reason I picked this one, I mentioned this in one of our other videos, it is suitable for both eating and pickling. So we'd only need to grow one variety and that will do us for both. So I don't need to worry about, oh, how many jars of pickles are we going to have? Oh, we should have grown more for eating. Just one lot, put as many in as we've got space for, and we can pick and choose what we do with it. Speckled trout lettuce. You may be horrified that we've added more lettuce to our seed collection. And the reason I picked this one is it is an overwinter one. So the harvest months are October to March. So again, we are prioritising winter harvests. because when we did the pantry challenges, summer was a doddle. There was so much to forage, so many things available. Things grow easily, but in the winter, when we did a winter one from January to March, it was much harder to get fresh produce, and so we wanted something that was reliable, that we can put in the green stalk or in the bags and just have something continuous throughout the winter months. Tomatoes, an absolute staple for many gardeners. Well, I think all gardeners. Well, we're really being selective on ones that produce as much fruits as possible in a smaller space. So we've picked the wild tomato red currant for this, and it also either sprawls or climbs, so we're hoping these can go in some baskets or something and sprawl down some trellis rather than climb and use up floor space. And as you can see, it gets lots and lots of little fruits on it, so it'll be just good for snacking and having a nice amount for the space we have. I'll do these two at once. They're different things, but the explanation's the same. So perennial garlic and perennial onion. So these are something we want to add to our productive patio. It's something that comes back year after year and that we can harvest a lot of the time. So the perennial onion, year-round one's established, and it's mainly the summer months for the garlic, but knowing that it's there and we don't have to replant it year after year just makes it so much easier for us, and it gives us that mild garlicky flavour to our dishes too, when we might be at the end of our garlic and the big bulk garlic isn't quite ready to come out yet. The next one, overwintering onions. We have saved some of our own seeds, but because when we planted them originally, they're not from the seeds, they were from the little bulbs you get, so we were not sure how good the seeds will be. So we've got these as a backup, and then hopefully year on year after that we'll just be able to save the seed and not have to buy them anymore. Swede, an absolute staple for our winter. Oh, we love it on Christmas dinner. We love carrot and swede mash. It's good in soups and stews, and the harvest time is from October to February, so that is essential for our winter food. I'll show these two together. So they're dwarf pea and dwarf bean. So these are to go in the green stalk. We will be having some climbing varieties. Emma at Otterwood Cottage has sent us some climbing beans and things that we can use for next year at the plot, but these are the ones for home in the green stalk that we can just harvest when we want them in a salad or something like that. I've showed you about half of the new seeds we've purchased now. But with the voucher we got, we also received a 10% off code. So with the value of that 10%, we bought something that will definitely benefit us, well, especially Dean. So he's going to show you that now.
Hello, you just caught me watering the plants with our new little watering can. It's quite good actually. While you're here, why don't you drop a like, a comment, you know, maybe subscribe, all the usual stuff I'm pestering for. You know what I'm like, that little social goblin that I am. Well, you see, that's quite nice, isn't it? Yeah, back to the video. Oh, I've just been reminded, for us, Friday, so tomorrow, as of this video, 6 PM British time, our time, my time, live stream. Be there or don't be there, it's your choice, but it'd be nice if you were there. Might do more crazy things like that. Who knows? See you next time.
Another tomato, or crazy cherry. Again, lots and lots of tomatoes for the space the plant takes up. It looks like a good one for eating. We haven't tried this variety, but we want one that gives us lots and lots of fruits for the space. Carrots, ox heart. Well, this one is one of the original carrots when they changed to be orange, and the reason I wanted these ones are the small stumpier ones. They can grow longer, but we thought for pots and things, so we do eat carrots all year round, and so having pots just that we can just put anywhere gives us more space to just put them wherever we can and get harvests as much of the year as possible. Cabbage, we selected this one because we don't tend to have it on a dinner. We tend to have it as sauerkraut or in coleslaw, and that's exactly what this variety is good for, so that's why we've picked that one. Leek, another one, is a staple winter crop. It can be harvested from September to February. It's self-explanatory for us really. Another great one. Parsnips, we've only ever grown the F1 Gladiator parsnips. Deb's veg plot sent me some that weren't F1, and I will grow them alongside these ones. Now these date back to the 1820s. I love the historic ones, so they'll be interesting to grow. Parsnips we absolutely love, especially over Christmas, so we wanted to make sure we had plenty of them in, and hopefully we can save the seeds from them now too. Another onion, this one was in the sale for £1, and these are the spring sown ones, and our favourites are the red onions, and they don't, sometimes if we've had an overwet winter or something, our overwintering ones don't do as well, so this is a backup for that. This next one, micro tomatoes, one for the green stalk to get more tomatoes for our summer salads. More tomatoes, the last of the tomatoes we've picked, storage tomatoes. Again, we want to extend the harvest period for as long as possible. These ones you harvest at the end of the year altogether, hang up, and they ripen hung up. So we tried the hanging prince and the other storage tomato variety this year, and so we've got these to try next year to see which ones we prefer. Sweet corn, we haven't grown any sweet corn this year because we wanted to do some wheat so we can make a bigger loaf of bread and just enjoy the process of doing that. But next year that space is going to be used for sweet corn. We all love corn on the cob in this house, so we're trying to prioritise our favourites. This next one's going to be a while before we get any fruit from it, as it's from a seed, but it is a pomegranate tree seed. Well, pomegranates are one of our favourites, and it makes us start to get into the winter Christmassy spirit, so getting them from our own tree will be absolutely amazing. This last one I've saved till the end. It sort of goes against what we wanted to do and where we grow the things we like and prioritise space, but what it is, I couldn't really resist it, and that's an edible tree, beef and onion. So apparently the leaves taste like beef and onion crisps, chips if you're in America, and why wouldn't we buy it? It's one of them things that it sounds amazing if it tastes true. I can't really eat the crisps or chips anymore because of the natural flavourings that aren't really that natural. So something like this, just for the novelty of it, I think it's going to be worth the space it takes up. Well, that was what we got in our haul. We have got some seeds that we've, like spinach and things that we're going to be growing, that we already have the seed from still, and we do have just a few more things to buy, so we will keep you updated with that. We'll also be doing a plan of where we're going to grow things, how long it takes to harvest, and so on, so we will share that with you too. I hope you enjoyed this video, everybody. Thank you for watching. Bye.